Let's hope. What's up, everybody, and welcome to our Tuesday night show. A little bit early, about an hour early than normal. We figured we had the time. Let's go ahead and start early, get into it. We have opening night of hockey. Penguins are playing almost as we speak, so it'll be kind of cool to almost have a little watch show as we do this. But we got a lot of football to talk about. Some big things have already happened. Some news coming out. Some
Busy day today. Busy
Yeah,
day today.
busy day. So, as always, it's me. I'm here with the Sports Dummies talking about sports and everything related. And we got Mike here tonight, like we do on usually on Tuesdays. So, what's up, buddy? How are you?
Good. How you doing? Crazy weekend of football.
Good. Yes, it is a crazy weekend in football. And we had just kind of talked a little bit offline here, but let's get into it right away. Monday Night Football, the Jacksonville Jaguars host the Kansas City Chiefs. And I have to say, what a game.
Uh, I saw the highlights. I unfortunately I fell asleep after it was 7-3. But are the Jags for real,
Um,
or are the Chiefs just not what we thought they might be?
Well, and
Maybe
here's
a
the
little bit of
thing.
both.
I think here's what I'm thinking. Okay, because in the beginning of the season, we could easily have said and given the excuse that the Chiefs are not fully there because they were missing their number one wideout in Xavier Worthy.
Right.
So struggling offense, you can understand why you don't have your top guy, who kind of opens up the offense for you for everybody. And then he comes back, and he came back last week. He had a great game. They had a great game, and he's still back. And the Jaguars took it to him. I'm almost thinking the
He did.
Jaguars are for real.
I mean, I know I picked them to win a division, but how they're winning games, they go into San Francisco, win, and then last night they come home on a Monday night. When was the last time Jacksonville was on a national TV game? And
Um,
they go toe to toe with Kansas
yeah,
City.
I could tell you exactly
And,
when. 2023, they had a primetime game. I think it was a Monday night game. They lost. And last year, they had a Monday night game, I believe, and they also lost. So they're like 0
wow.
and 2 in the last 2 years on primetime games. And last night was a major difference when
Yeah,
they turned it on. And I actually hit the defensive touchdown
that's right.
because
You did.
I took Jacksonville because I figured they were the top team in the league in terms of interceptions. They led the league with
Right.
9 as a team. And boy, they didn't disappoint, did they? Um, he
Mm,
picks it off and takes it to the house 90 some yards, for a touchdown, 99
right.
yards or whatever it is. So I'm thinking I'm thinking the Jaguars defense is for real. I'm
Yeah.
thinking I'm thinking that you know Liam Cohen has maybe figured out Trevor Lawrence, and Trevor Lawrence has figured out how to play NFL football. Rushed for a I don't know if it was a career high, but definitely a season high, 54 yards rushing for
And
him.
what a play. What a play to win it.
Boy, I'll tell you what, somebody, I mean, if it was me, I'd have just shat myself all over the place.
Right.
Having the game in your hands and being that close, and then something freakazoid happening like that, and
Yeah, he
he
gets stepped on, he falls, gets up,
twice,
falls again, and then
yeah, falls
wow.
twice, yeah.
Now on the same play, I'm watching Chris Jones also. What are you doing?
Yeah, a lot of people are bashing him right now.
I
Um,
mean, that's unlike him to be honest with you, but what are you
right,
doing? You know?
right. Um, Brian Thomas Jr. seemingly comes back to life.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
4 catches for 80 yards on 6 targets. He only has one touchdown on the year so far, but don't be alarmed because guess what? Justin Jefferson also only has one touchdown on the year so far, and we
Right.
still consider him
Right.
elite of elite. So,
Right.
that's obviously his best line of the year so far, Brian Thomas Jr. So I think the Jaguars are starting to hit on all cylinders right now.
Yeah.
I think they're getting the rust off. They're getting the cobwebs out of the head. They're starting to figure things out and mesh as a team, and
Yeah.
they seem like they're going. Um,
Travis Hunter had a good night. What
Travis
a
Hunter
catch
did have a
between
good
two
night.
guys, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Played some
Um,
good D. I mean,
yeah, not bad.
you know,
Now, this weekend's going to be a very interesting test because you got the Seattle Seahawks and coming to Jacksonville. So two home games in a row here for Jacksonville. I mean,
right.
me personally, I'm kind of riding a hot hand on this one right now. I'm kind of thinking the Jags, and the early line indicates this is a pick 'em.
Wow. Wow.
Right, right.
Interesting. Very
Yes,
interesting.
yes. Because I happened to look at the line earlier on this, and I was quite surprised that this was a pick 'em game. And as a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say Seattle is giving the point and a half.
Wow. Wow.
Think I'll have to
You
double
know,
check that.
speaking of Seattle, what a game they had against the Buccaneers. A
Yeah.
classic game, just back and forth. Baker, you, you've got to listen. Baker and Igbuka. Oh my goodness, this kid is going to be rookie of the year probably.
Well,
I mean,
and I got some stats on that we can talk about here too. But yes, uh, Mbuka is the real deal. Okay, and Jacksonville's actually given that point and a half. I just looked it up. So
okay.
Seattle's coming in and they're getting a point and a half. In at the beginning of this year, we would have easily said that the Seahawks are going to be the one giving points here, and they're the ones getting points. So Jaguars
Wow,
are the favorite in this game, believe it or not.
interesting.
Yeah. So back to Baker and JSN and Mbuka. Again, winning field goal comes down to it to beat them. Mayfield again, throws for almost 400 yards, um, two touchdowns. I mean, it was pretty much an instant classic almost.
It
Um,
was. It was
so
like tit for tat. They were
mhm,
going back and forth with each other. It's crazy how it ended with Darnold hitting a helmet and throwing a pick, and
right,
Baker drives him down into field goal position. To get the winner. So
right. So let me talk about some individual things before I go ahead and talk about some um, team things here. And so the individual things, since we're talking about Tampa Bay and the Seattle game, so primarily on Seattle right now, JSN is on pace for 115 catches, 1,800 yards, and 7 touchdowns this year.
wow.
Okay, that's what he's on pace. Um,
Right.
Last year, he had 100 catches, 1,100 yards, and 6 touchdowns. And as of right now, JSN is second in the league in yards. Puka obviously is first.
Luka. Yeah. Right.
Puka is obviously first. And Buka, though, is on pace for 85 catches, 1,500 yards, and hold on to your damn seats. He's on pace for 17 touchdowns this year
As a rookie,
as a rookie. Okay.
amazing. Amazing.
I had predicted that he was going to be a 100+ ball catcher this year. And very well, that still may be the case.
Right.
He's just on pace for what I just said 85, 1,500, and 17. He's caught a touchdown in every game so far. And
That's insane.
we're in week 5, going on week 6. So,
And
uh,
what's great about him? He's doing without Mike Evans too. You
yeah,
know, the
yeah,
last two games.
and not only
Wow.
that, they had just got Godwin back, and they're still without McMillan.
Right. Right.
And they're still
And they're
throwing the ball. They're
they
still
have not
succeeding.
missed a beat whatsoever,
No,
which is
uh-uh,
insane.
not at all. Speaking of absolute freaks, Puka. Ugh, first of all, he is um, he has like 11 more targets than the nearest person, which is Ferguson. He's got like 53 or
Wow.
11 more catches. He's got like 53 catches on a year so far. It's week 5. He's
It's
got
week
53
5.
catches. He's got 53 catches. It's week 5. Okay. Um, Other than the other two players with the most yards in season, Calvin Johnson being number one at 1,964, and Cooper Cup with 1,947. Puka is on pace this year Are you ready? 176 catches and 2,000 yards receiving.
That's ridiculous. And you know what makes it even more ridiculous? He has he has Devontae Adams on the other side. It's not like he doesn't have a good receiver on the other side. You know,
No, not at all.
I
Not at
mean,
all.
it's almost like he's Adams has helped him open up the field more. You
Right.
know,
Right.
it's crazy. It's
And,
crazy.
the only alarming stat I guess you could say about that is he's only projected for like 7 touchdowns, which I think is
Right.
ridiculous.
Well, Devontae Adams is a red zone machine there. I think he, you
Yeah,
know,
I mean, I think he's caught in every single red zone target he's had thrown to him too. Um,
right, right.
but do you know I said all three of those players, okay, Puka, Cup, and Calvin, Megatron. What did all three have in common?
Mm, Puka, Megatron, and who?
Cooper Cup.
Cooper Cup.
Cooper Cup,
Oh,
Megatron,
okay.
and Puka Nakua. They all have Matthew Stafford in common.
Oh, good point. Good point. Yeah, yeah.
So I think that
It's funny you
Stafford,
say that. I'm
yes,
thinking,
I think Stafford's
I'm
aware of
forgetting
it.
Stafford with the Lions. I'm forgetting Stafford with the Lions.
Right.
You
And
know,
I think Stafford's aware of it. And I think Stafford is going to lean into it hard. Because again, the two receivers with the most single season receiving yards in the NFL both had Matthew Stafford as their
Matthew
quarterback.
Stafford. Wow,
And we're potentially going for a third,
that's
all
insane.
with Matthew Stafford. That's
You know
like you
what I
said,
like
that's
about their
nuts.
offense is they move these guys around where they're not in one spot constantly.
Right.
They're in the slot. I mean, and you watch as I watch games this week, you know, without the Steelers being on, well, I noticed the better teams are putting their receivers in situations where they're one on one on the inside on slot guys,
Mm-hmm.
on slot corners, and the mismatches are amazing.
Yep.
Tampa Bay was doing it with Ibuka the entire game.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
um, and
And
you know, I
that's
mean, I give Seattle credit; they're rolling guys for double over and under, but Baker was just slinging it in there, like
yeah.
you know, he doesn't care. He just, you know, speaking of slinging in there, how about you know, going back to what you said about Lawrence, Parker Washington made some huge plays for them too
Mm-hmm.
because he, you know, he wasn't afraid to throw the ball.
Right.
But if you're Cleveland, you're watching Baker, you got to be kicking yourself, man.
Oh my God. Oh my
Like,
God. Yeah, for sure. You
I mean,
know,
you let the guy go after he wins you a playoff game, you know,
right.
and he is just. I tell you what, I wouldn't want to face. I would not want to face Tampa in the playoffs
No,
if they get there. I would not want to face that team.
no, not at all.
They are scary.
But I mean, yeah, for sure. And then on top of that too, you know, you had said it talking about the mismatches and stuff like that, moving guys around. And I said this last week, or 2 weeks ago, I said, what they need to do, and you agreed with me, is they need to do the same thing with DK. DK needs
Yes,
to be moved around, put him in the slot,
110%.
create
Yes.
those mismatches, move him around. Seems to be working for other teams. Why in the hell would
Yeah.
we not do it? And this is a copycat league, apparently. So copy it,
Yeah.
you know?
Yep.
Um,
Detroit does it with Amon-Ra St. Brown. I mean, you
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
They get
St.
their guys
Brown,
going. I mean,
right, right. St. Brown is predicted for. Um, hmm, oh, I'm sorry. There was something here that I had for St. Brown's first in the league. I just don't know what it's for. I want to
is
say
that part?
probably touchdowns. Yeah, because Mbuka has
Probably.
it
Yeah.
is it's touchdowns because Mbuka is tied for second with two other players. You ready? Here's the trivia. Who are those two other players he's tied with? Let's see if Mike knows his stuff.
As of right now in the season,
Yes,
is it this touchdown, not receiving touchdowns, rushing touchdowns?
just touchdowns.
Touchdowns.
I told you who was number one. It was St. Brown. Okay.
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 Yes.
And Buka is tied for second with two other players.
Wow.
Who are those two other players? Let's see if
I'm
you
gonna
know it.
go out on a limb just because their offensive scoring lot. Williams from the Cowboys.
No.
Wow. Okay. Um,
Now again,
who else would
I'm
it
sorry.
be?
I'm sorry. Let me preface this. This is receiving touchdowns.
Oh, receiving touchdowns. Okay.
Receiving touchdowns.
Okay. Hmm. Receiving
One,
touchdowns.
I think one will surprise you, and I think the
Okay.
other one you should know. He was a very heavy favorite coming out of your mouth earlier in the season.
Okay. Um. God.
I'll I'll
Listen.
get I'll give you a hint. Both of them are in the NFC.
Both from the NFC.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, I'm not taking him. Let's just go Washington. How about what's his name? Debo Samuel.
No.
Okay. I know I
Okay.
was pretty high on him
All
this
right.
year.
Okay. I'll give you two more guesses, and then we'll move it along.
Okay. Um, Roma Dunze.
That's one.
Okay.
So
Because
Dunze's
he's been
one.
big.
That
Yeah,
and I
Roma
said,
Dunze's been
yep.
huge.
And you've been
Yeah,
hot on him. You've been hot on him from
I
the
have.
start.
I have.
hmm
Yeah.
And
And
there's
the
one
other
more,
one, let me see.
kind of surprising, and I'll give
Hmm.
you one last hint. He's new to his team, so he was on a team previous to what he's on now.
Okay. Interesting.
So he was a guy that
Um.
ended up moving, changing venues, if you will.
Okay.
He's on a new team,
Um.
and he's tied for second in the league for receiving touchdowns.
Touchdown. Wow.
For
I'm
receiving
gonna say
touchdowns.
Devontae Adams.
No,
I don't know.
that answer was George Pickens.
Really?
hmm He's
Well, yeah,
tied,
because that's all he does has been doing is catching touchdowns for them.
especially now with CD Lamb
Ferguson,
out. Yep,
yeah, Ferguson's doing the dirty work. I
yep,
mean,
yeah. Ferguson's actually, like I said, he's second in the league for catches, and Pickens is second in the league for receiving touchdowns.
wow,
Yeah.
wow.
So, um, again, before I get into team stuff, let's talk about some other stuff here. Going back real quick, just to touch on it, Mbuka, my opinion, offensive rookie of the year. If there's anybody else that you're
Yeah,
thinking about, throw it out the window. I think he's
no,
unanimously rookie of the year. And if anybody says otherwise, throw him in the river. Um,
yep,
Baltimore, again, we're going to go through this pretty quick. Baltimore, CJ GJ signs with them today, but Jackson
yeah,
is probably going to miss a couple weeks. So probably going to be the Cooper Rush show going forward here. And probably one of the more notable, well, before we get to that, because we're probably going to spend a little bit of time on that here in a minute. The Chargers signed Naheem Hines to their practice squad, which, if you want to go ahead
well,
and
they
take a
needed to.
guess, if you want to go ahead and take a guess, probably going to be starting either this weekend or next.
Well, yeah, you have Vidal and you have Haskins.
Right,
I mean, that's the two guys. So I don't blame them,
right.
because
And
they should win this week. They play Miami, but after that, it gets interesting for them schedule wise.
mhm.
So
um, and the 72 Dolphins can go ahead and pop bottles again because there are
first thing on my list, yes, yes,
no more undefeated teams. Speaking of
yes.
that, there was 5 teams that came from behind 10 plus points deficits.
That's
5 teams
insane.
this weekend alone.
Wow, the team that surprised me the most to do that
hmm
was Denver.
Yes, Denver
Um,
14 down 14 points to Philly comes back to win. Um,
yeah,
you had
crazy.
The Commanders over the Chargers 10 plus points, 10 points. You had the Saints over the Giants 11 points. I was actually shocked that the Saints pulled that one out.
One big
Um,
play changed that game.
yeah.
The Scatterboo fumble
Mm,
was a huge turnaround there. Huge turnaround. Um, but I tell you what, both those teams are. No, that's Spencer Rattler's first win as a quarterback, starting quarterback.
mm.
The Saints are actually kind of fun to watch, actually. Um,
They
and the
by
Giants had some
for all
injuries,
in yeah, for all intents purposes, they should be good. Minus
Yeah, yeah,
Spencer Rattler, they should be good. You still have
right,
Taysom Hill came back. You still have Alvin Kamara. You got Chris
right,
Olave. You know, you should be good,
right. Yeah.
but but you're not for whatever reason.
No, no, they're
Um,
bad.
The Panthers come back 17 over Miami.
Loved it. Loved it.
And one that we kind of picked mainly because of the points, but we still picked them, was the Tennessee Titans over Arizona, 18-point deficit.
We got a lot to talk about in that game.
Yeah, well, this is the
So,
reason. This is one of the reasons why I saved that one for last because, again, we took this because they were getting 7.5 points. But again,
right.
I don't trust Kyler Murray to put teams away.
No,
I don't.
no,
I don't trust him at all
nope,
as a quarterback. Um, I'd
nope.
be hard pressed to even take him for the rest of the year when it comes down to against the spreads.
Yes, totally agree. He made a few bad plays there. I don't understand. He's regressed to me as a starting quarterback the last 3 years. Um, and I know you were thought your two best running backs, but you give a lead like that to Tennessee,
Right.
like come on, you know. Then DeMarcado has the knucklehead play of the year so far. 72-yard touchdown run, drops the ball beforehand, throws it out of the
Uh,
end zone.
dummy of the week award.
Yeah. Gannon gets fined today because he took him on the sidelines and roughed him up a bit.
Yeah. He got a $100,000 fine for that.
Yeah, yeah. And then probably the craziest play of the year, the interception that was a fumble and kicked around, and Tyler Lockett recovers it in the end zone for the go-ahead score for
Mm,
Tennessee. You know, crazy, crazy.
yeah.
But
So
but we were all on that though. We are all on Tennessee. With the points. So, or you and I were. I'm not sure about Matt, but
no, Matt was not.
right, you and I
He
were.
was not.
So
Yes, we were. I would. No, again, it's going to come down to money, and there's a big cap hit with Murray. Um, with Murray and his contract. But I wouldn't be surprised if they try to move him or,
right,
or release him or you know something. Um,
right,
they're not going to be able to try to get out of his contract until at least 2028.
right. I
So
mean,
he's kind of there. Um, and I would even say that it seems to me that Trevor Lawrence is pretty much saving his job in Jacksonville. If we want to go ahead and say this, because again, if he did a shit job, I would probably I'd probably find it very hard for him to still be on this team come next year.
right.
You
Totally
know,
agree.
but
Totally agree.
at this point, I mean, he's looking like he should be here. As
Yeah,
opposed to what
absolutely.
we thought all along, where he doesn't belong here. Now he's kind
Right,
of
right.
proven. Now he's kind of proven to us that he should be here. So,
Yeah,
yeah. But again, with Kyler Murray, like, I don't trust the guy. I don't think he's starter material. Let's put it that way.
no, I don't
You know,
think so either. Um,
if you were gonna be honest with you, if they were gonna have a guy like this, Kyler Murray, they should be adopting what Sirianni is doing in Philadelphia. And the reason why I say that is because Jalen Hurts is not a big quarterback either.
no,
He's not that big. He's not that tall. Um,
right,
so I would venture a guess to say that you should be modeling your offense after Philly's offense in some way or form.
right.
Because, and again, if you're not using Murray as a rolling quarterback, a scrambling quarterback,
Yeah, then why do you have them?
exactly,
Yeah,
because he's not a
yeah,
sit in the pocket type of guy. He can't see over the line.
right. But we talked about this last year. Unless they got a running game going on that team, they weren't winning
Yeah,
games.
no,
Every time they went away from Connor, they couldn't win.
yeah,
And now their two big backs are gone. It's like
mm-hmm.
Michael
Yeah.
Carter did have a decent game for them, but just
Now they're
I
really
don't trust
struggling.
them whatsoever with you. So
Yep. Yep. All right. So let's get to the big one here. Um, Cincinnati goes ahead and calls Cleveland and facilitates a trade for Joe Flacco. Now, the details on that trade are that Cincinnati is getting Flacco and a sixth-round pick for a fifth-rounder,
right,
which I think that pick is what the Lions gave them um, at the draft. I think. I think that's what it is. But they got this pick from the Lions, so they're just regifting that draft pick. But Joe Flacco has now made his third stop in the AFC North,
Yes.
uh, and he's going to play for Cincinnati, where Cincinnati is trying to, at all costs, save their season, doing what they can to save their season. I don't find it to be a bad play.
I don't either. I think it's a
Okay,
great play for them,
I
honestly.
think so too.
Especially watching a majority of that game.
Hmm.
Browning was awful.
Hmm.
I mean, yeah,
Right, and you should have knew something was going on when the Bengals cut Mike White off their practice squad, and you're thinking to
right.
yourself, Jake Browning isn't doing good, so why would you cut a quarterback, right? Why would you cut a quarterback? And then all of a sudden, no more than an hour later, we find out Joe Flacco's getting moved. So um, maybe they tried for Cousins, and Cousins either A, didn't want to go, B, didn't want to pick up that contract,
Well, I
somewhere
don't
around
think
there.
they had the cap to get him
Well,
because of that
actually,
contract.
yeah,
You
absolutely.
know,
Now that I say that out loud, it makes total
yeah,
sense because they had just got
yeah,
done paying $300 million uh,
right,
to Burrow. Why in the world would you pay
right,
another $180 million
right,
to Kirk
right.
Cousins? But here's what I thought was kind of interesting. Okay, uh, now he's probably not going to play Sunday, right? It's probably going to be Jake
Right.
Browning, just because of quick turnaround. Probably not going to be able to do it in order to get yourself up to speed on plays and stuff like that. But Flacco is going to probably make his appearance on Thursday Night Football against
The
the,
Steelers.
the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be a kick in the dick if he beats us?
Oh, that would be awful.
It would be a kick in the dick. But
Yeah.
here's what I thought was interesting, right? What if the Bengals called the Browns last Tuesday and said, "Hey, give us one of your quarterbacks, we'll trade you." And they said, "Well, who do you want?" And they said, "Give me one of your rookies." And the Bengals or the Browns said, "Well, we don't know yet because we don't know what we have. How about this? We'll bench Flacco this week. If Dylan Gabriel, if we start Dylan Gabriel and he looks good, you can have Flacco." Right?
Well, and that happened.
That's what I'm saying. What if
Yeah.
that actually happened? What
Could have
if
been. I mean,
what if
yeah.
that was the reason why they benched Flacco for Dylan Gabriel?
Right.
You
Right.
know,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's just
I mean,
it was just a funny concept that I thought of, and I'm thinking to myself,
mhm.
what if this was a play
And I'll
the
tell you
entire
what,
time?
Dylan Gabriel held his own as a starter.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. What they lost what 21-17, right? But
from
they
the
still
17. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
he had a pretty good outing. He threw it around. He
Yeah.
threw it all around. He
No
didn't focus.
interceptions.
No, he didn't focus
Right.
on one player.
No.
Um, the only bad part was is that Jerry Judy wasn't much of a
Oh,
a receiver out there.
yeah, he's bad. And but I tell you what, the other plus for them is Judkins looks like the real deal for them as a running back.
But here's the other part of that. Okay, let's do the devil's advocate on this. What is going on with Minnesota's defense to allow a 100-yard rusher?
Right.
And on
Right.
top of that, that 100-yard rusher was a Browns running back,
Right.
a
Right.
rookie
Yeah,
running
rookie
back.
running back. Right. Right.
So we might be witnessing a downfall, a complete and utter collapse
Yes.
in
I
Minnesota.
mean, Minnesota got lucky to split against AFC North teams in Europe. In my opinion, I thought Cleveland had every chance to win that game. Um, but you know, Wentz, he's tough. He's tough. Mason got beat up in that game.
Hmm.
Justin Jefferson had a hell of a game. Addison had a touchdown. But the Vikings don't look like that, like they did last year. You know, right now. So
No,
it's early. We'll see.
yeah,
But again, they're missing.
and they're
You know,
still
I thought they'd be a different team anyway without
right.
with JJ McCarthy. So we'll see.
They're still without their top guy in JJ.
Right.
So we're still yet to, we're almost still waiting to see what Minnesota's full potential is going to be.
Right.
You
Right.
know, so uh, yeah, we still don't know that. So here's the next part, right? Rookie head coaches. Since we're talking about coaching, so rookie head coaches. Okay, let's just take this in consideration. Ben Johnson, Liam Cohen, Kellen Moore, Aaron Glenn, Brian Schottenheimer. Five head coaches in the NFL that are all rookie head coaches. Aaron Glenn with the Jets. Probably, I would say they have the best potential in roster. Okay. Best potential, right?
Them in Chicago. I'll say.
Exactly who I have written down. Glenn and
Yes.
Johnson have the best potential teams.
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Aaron Glenn is 0 and 5. Ben Johnson is 2 and 2.
Right.
And again, I still think that Aaron Glenn can turn it on here because I think
I do too.
so
Yep.
far from what I've seen, I think he's a hell of a coach.
Yeah. Me too. Me too.
So far. Um, Brian Schottenheimer, two, two, 2 and 1. Uh, he has the best team right now on paper. I think we can
Right.
agree with that. He has the best team, right?
Yeah.
With Dak,
Yep.
Williams, Lamb,
Pickens,
Pickens,
Ferguson, Lamb. Yes.
Ferguson, all those guys. They have,
Yeah.
in my opinion, the best roster, being a rookie quarterback or a rookie head coach. Kellen Moore, 1 and 4 with the Saints. He has one of the worst rosters, in my opinion.
Right. Right.
And
Yeah.
that leads us to Liam Cohen, who, again, in my opinion, has one of the worst rosters
Right. Right.
up until week 5 of the NFL, where we figure out they don't have one of the worst rosters.
No. I mean,
They
surprisingly,
are,
one of the better defenses in the league.
yes, I think they might be first. I don't know. I'd have to go back and take a look to see what the actual defensive ranks are. But the Jaguars are 4 and 1 with a rookie head coach.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Very impressive. Very impressive.
I mean, I'm almost pulling for them.
Oh, I am. I am.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think this is one of
Yep.
the best starts that the Jaguars have had in like 15 years,
Right.
something
Since
like that.
probably
Something,
David Garrard was there. Yeah.
yeah, something
Jack
crazy,
Del Rio.
or even Brian Leftwich for crying out loud,
Right. Right.
or Mark Brunell.
Yes. Was it Brunel? You're right. Yes.
You know,
Yes. Yes.
Mm. Yeah. So, no, that's not what I want. Okay, so by the looks of it, oh my. So the top 5 as of early October, the top 5 current rankings of the defenses are, I'll go from 5 to 1. The Houston Texans, the Seattle Seahawks, the Philadelphia Eagles, the Denver Broncos, and the Cleveland Browns. That's actually surprising to me,
Yeah. Yep.
especially the Texans and the Browns.
Right.
I just
Well,
didn't.
the Browns, if they had any kind of offense, would be a formidable team. To be honest with you, I mean, they're allowing 247 yards a game, but
Mm,
they're giving up almost 25 points a game because their offense is so atrocious. So, you know,
okay, so I'm looking up team defense rankings through week 5. This is total defense. Okay, um, and this is team pass and rush stats. So in let's do rush defense. I'll just do the top 5. Go from 1 to 5. Browns, Packers, Seahawks, Patriots, Broncos. Okay. Um, Steelers are in the middle of the pack. Uh, the Jaguars are 11th. Um, Passing defense 1 through 5. Falcons, Bills, Vikings, Chargers, Browns. So there's two-way tie for 5th. Chargers and Browns. You can guess Steelers are 30th.
Right.
You know, um,
Not a shocker there.
no, not a shocker at all. And the Jaguars are 27th. So team total. So this is for the whole kit and caboodle. Um, it's the Falcons number one, and then the Browns,
Wow.
Texans. So Falcons one, Browns, Texans, Packers, Broncos, and
Wow.
The Falcons have their average defensive yards are 244, and they are tied in the league for the least amount of touchdowns allowed, and they're
Wow.
with 8, and they're tied with the Texans.
I just clicked on that. Houston's allowing in 5 games 12.2 points a game. You're 2-3. Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
I, I mean, that would suggest that they're losing like, you know 12-9.
Right. Right.
You
I
know,
mean, that's insane.
but yeah, I mean that's kind of remarkable. But um, back to the rookie head coaches, I just think that Liam is killing it. You know,
He is. He
for
is.
somebody
He's
who
certainly
couldn't,
getting the most out of his team for sure.
yeah, and for somebody who couldn't pronounce Duval, um,
Duval. Yeah.
Duval, you know,
Yeah.
it's actually
Yeah.
funny on where they stand. Um,
Yeah. It
so
is.
so let's just recap real quick. Going back through, we already talked about um, the Broncos and the Giants and Saints, the Colts. Wow, the Colts. The Colts are for real.
They look like it. They look like it. Really.
40-6. They laid it down against
Jonathan
the
Taylor.
Raiders.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know, the defense. Geno Smith. 3 more picks. I mean, leads the league with 9. Wow. But the Colts defense came to play. They have a good recipe for winning.
Yeah.
Run the ball, then open up for their passing game. You know,
Yep.
Daniel Jones 2 more touchdowns. Michael Pittman had a good game. Tyler Warren,
Hmm.
boy, did the Bears screw up that one, taking Lovelace over Warren. You know, um,
So it's kind of funny because we've seen it. Oh, here we go.
and the
Penguins scored.
Pens,
Penguins scored.
32
Um,
seconds left in the first.
yep. Number 16. I don't know who that is yet. Um, but at any rate, the waiting for him to turn around. No, went to commercial. Uh, at any rate, it always seems like there's at least one every year quarterback that we didn't think was going to be good ends up being good. This year,
Rizzo for the
it,
Pens.
and yeah, Rizzo. This year it turns out to be Daniel Jones, Indiana Jones,
Right,
right? Last year it was Sam Darnold. I think the year before that it was even um, Baker Mayfield. So
right,
it always ends up seeming like each NFL year there's always that one quarterback that just kind of blows the doors off of everybody that nobody saw coming. And this year it seems to be that person again is Indiana Jones, Daniel Jones, where
right,
we all thought he was terrible up in New York playing for the Giants and playing under Dabo. He goes to Minnesota and plays behind Darnold late in the year. He gets cut, he kind of gets bounced around, ends up there, wants to resign. Reports are that he wanted to resign, um, but they decide not to, and he goes to Indianapolis, where he is given the opportunity to compete and did enough in camp to warrant the starting job. And now we see
yep. Beat
why.
on Anthony Richardson. Yeah, he'll lock now. Yeah,
Now we see why. And the guy
yep,
just looks like
absolutely.
he's firing on all cylinders, and there's no stopping him.
Right, right.
So again,
Nice young core receivers there too with Pittman and
mhm,
Downs,
yeah,
Alex Pierce,
I think Pierce.
Tyler Warren.
I think he was hurt though.
Yeah, he was.
I don't know
He
if he's
was.
I don't know if he still is, but yeah, he was hurt. But
But
it's gonna
nice
be
pull.
it's gonna be fun watching those two teams fight it out at the end of the year.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know, that's gonna be a
Yep.
great matchup, considering the fact that
It
neither
is.
one of those teams have won their respective divisions in quite some time.
Right. Right. Absolutely. So yeah.
Yeah. Kind of a shocker here for me again was that Cowboys and Jets game. Again, I had picked the Jets. We all actually picked the Jets.
Yeah.
We kind of thought that this was going to be their game to kind of break out and get their first win. Obviously, it was not. 37-22. They kind of got handed it to them. Lost by 2 scores. So I don't know.
Two things surprised me in that game. Two things. How well the Cowboys defense played.
Mhm.
They got a ton of pressure on Fields and played very well.
Right,
Another thing, that offense, we knew Dak and the boys would score some points.
right.
But how they're doing it, Javonte Williams, Ferguson, you know what I mean? They're doing it all kinds of ways there. Even without CeeDee Lamb out, so it's pretty impressive. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah. Again, it always ends up seeming though that Dallas they they fill you with hope with these some of these games, and then they're kind of like the Steelers, where games that they should win, they just kind of just falter
Yeah,
or fall apart at the seams or whatever the hell happens to them.
yeah,
But Cowboys fans are probably still holding their breath, like, I'm not convinced yet. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Again, football doesn't really start being important until after Thanksgiving. So we got about
yeah,
another
exactly,
another month
exactly.
and a half, 2 months before we really start seeing who these teams actually are. Um,
Yeah, two things we forgot to talk about. I want to hit on real quick from that Colts game.
mhm.
The Colts lost their kicker for the year,
Yes.
knee injury. I don't know
Mhm.
how. I mean, they'll get somebody. There's already a kicker out there.
Well, they
Another
already
weird
did.
thing,
They already
they
did.
did sign a kicker.
Yeah, they did sign a kicker. You keep talking. I'll try to find him. But from
Okay,
what I also know is that he tore his leg. He tore it all up.
okay, okay. I think a knee, right? Is that what it
Yeah,
was?
yeah, it was his knee. He tore it all up.
And then the Raiders released their starting linebacker Pratt, who didn't make the trip. They signed him to a contract out of Cincinnati, and Benjamin Pratt. He was always a pain in the ass for the Bengals, but the Raiders cut ties with him. So not
And which
surprised.
and to kind of not bring up another team, but to bring up a player, CJ DJ, out of nowhere, starter, gets cut. No
Right,
explanation. Nothing comes out. We're still kind of sitting here going, what the hell happened there? And Baltimore turns around and picks him up, which,
right,
great for Baltimore for picking him up. But what the hell happened in Houston that got him cut, that got him fired?
right,
We still don't
right.
know.
Yeah, basically you get fired. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So not only does Baltimore sign him today, but they made a trade this
Yes.
afternoon.
Yeah. The Harbaugh
Um,
brothers conspired with each other to make a trade.
they did. Um, so they traded Owa to the Chargers. Owa had 10 sacks last year. He
Mhm.
has none this year for
Yeah.
Baltimore.
Struggling.
So
Then
yeah, and,
again,
and then
again,
they
that whole defense is struggling.
yeah, right. And they pick up Gilman from the Chargers, who actually played very well last year, struggled this year. So it makes sense. A starter for starter is a weird deal in the season, but both I think both guys needed to change the scenery, and both teams got what they needed.
Right.
The secondary help for the Ravens, the line help for the Chargers. So, you know,
Well, that's good. It seems to work out for the best for both parties. The
yeah.
kicker that was signed is Michael Badgley. Um,
Okay, he kicked before in the league.
yeah, so he got signed. And then to talk about those pesky Ravens, they got played big time
Oh,
by the
oh,
Houston Texans, a team that we were just talking about not too long ago. They got smashed 44-10. Now I understand that Lamar
crushed.
Jackson is a hell of a player and he is dynamic and just the creme de la creme when you want as a quarterback almost. And without him, boy, does that team just not even look like a team anymore, right?
No,
Again, they're already hurting on defense, but now on offense they can't. They can't stop it, and they can't do anything with it.
Right.
You can't stop the ball, and you can't do anything with the ball when you get it. You know, just struggling everywhere on both sides of the ball. In terms of a team that this team may not even sniff the playoffs this year, which is remarkable of what they were at the beginning of the year.
Right. It's crazy. It's insane.
It's absolutely
To be
insane.
honest with you.
You know, and they have made probably at least half, if not more. Actually, I think I still have those stats. 68 people did a preseason, and um, they were like 24 or something like that. 24 out of the 68 experts picked the Ravens to go to the Super Bowl,
Wow.
right? I have those stats somewhere. They're in one of these binders here. Um, I'll keep looking for it. But to also uh, to the Houston, I mean, to figure out their offense too. We talked about how their offense struggled because their offensive line. It looks like they got that figured out. Maybe, maybe, maybe they have it figured out. So again, we talked about this game, and we're kind of me and you were all over this game. We had the Tennessee Titans over the Cardinals. They won 22-21, and they were 18-point losers at that point. They were down 18 points, come back to win.
Yeah.
Um, that's insane.
You know,
Absolutely insane. Here we go.
again,
Here we go.
Denver
I
Coloro's going in to make it 28-6, and he fumbles, and the game
Yeah,
changes completely.
yeah. So I was wrong. Out of 68 experts picked Super Bowl winners, um, the Ravens led with 33 picks.
Wow. Almost 50%. Insane.
Yeah, almost exactly 50%.
Yeah.
33. So yeah, again, talk about a collapse, and we're not even halfway through the
I
season.
mean,
Their record.
honestly, right now, I expect when Lamar comes back to them to go on a run. I really
Hmm.
do. But their problem's been their defense, not their offense.
Right,
You
right,
know,
and it just
um, the
again,
one thing I know of on offense, and I've been harping on this for this year and last year. Again, they're getting crushed by the Texans, but even at halftime, it's still they're within 10, and Henry only had 8 carries in the first half. Like
yeah,
3 were on the first drive. Like, what are you
yeah.
doing? Like, I don't understand. I don't. And
It,
Zay Flowers has done nothing this year.
Uh-oh.
You know.
And what's crazy is I pulled out that stat last week, or Saturday or Friday, is that uh, the Ravens run the ball the least amount out of any football team in the National Football League on first and second down. But when they do run the ball, they lead the league in yards per rush, yards per carry, yard,
Insane.
yards per carry, which is that. It's almost like that doesn't compute, right? That shouldn't be the
Right.
same number. It shouldn't be that
No.
way. Like
Right.
I don't. It's just it is so wild to think about. You know.
Yeah.
Real quick, going to get down the line here. We already talked about Tampa Bay and Seattle. Lions and Bengals. Bengals kind of turned it on late, almost hit a backdoor cover. Um,
Right.
the Commanders and the Chargers, 27-10. Um, Commanders kind of put it on the Chargers there. I don't know what happened with the Chargers on this game, but
Yeah.
not a good
Well, I
outing
think
for
that
them.
offensive line really caught up to them. Honestly, not having 3 guys in
Well,
both tackles.
right.
You
Not to
know,
mention
and then
Debo.
Hampton got hurt late.
Yeah,
By the way,
Sam.
he's on IR now.
Yep, yep.
So
And like I said, we just talked about how Naheem Hines just got signed, so he'll probably end up
right.
starting. He might even end up. He's going to play this weekend more than likely. Um,
Right.
but he might even be able to start next week. But Washington gets Debo Samuel back. They get Jaden Daniels back, and it looks like they needed him because they're end up putting on this team here and taking it to them, beating them by 17. So Sunday night game, boy, what another these we've been spoiled, right? We've been
We
real
have.
spoiled because these primetime games have been absolutely
Awesome.
remarkable to watch and play.
Yes.
Primetime Thursday night, you get the 49ers and you get the Rams 26-23.
Right.
Uh, Sunday night, you get the Patriots and Bills 23-20. And last night, we talked about this at the top of the show, the Jaguars and the Chiefs 31-28. All one score games, field goal games.
Yeah. Yep.
Like
Yep.
we are getting spoiled this year with primetime games.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Good. Great football. Great
Yeah.
football.
And let's not forget that the 9:30 games, the international games,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
also have been good. The Vikings and the Browns 21-17 wasn't a
Yeah.
blowout, you know.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah.
was a lot different than we could have expected. We kind of expected Minnesota to win, but not
Right.
by only 4 points. We thought maybe
Right.
more.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
so yeah. So just to go ahead and recap, Mike and Matt, you both did not get a touchdown for your defense. I did. Me and Matt are tied for the year for defensive touchdowns with two. Mike, you don't have one yet.
Nope. Nope.
You
Not
don't
like
have one
last
yet.
year. No.
No,
No.
you don't have one yet. So here's the numbers that I have against the spread. Me and Matt were tied 8-6. Mike, you were leading the way at 9-5. Over unders. Matt did the worst. He was 4-10.
Oof.
Mike, you were 6-8, and I split it down the middle 7-7. So not terrible, not terrible. Um, I have actually moved into the lead for against the spreads with 57%, 43 wins. Mike, you have 42 wins, and Matt has 37. Over unders, you are winning that by 54%, 41 wins. Matt is at 40 wins, so he's at 53%, and I'm bad. I have 36 wins and
Oh.
47%. 47. And then the overall NFL standings. This is just the NFL. Matt is at 70 or at he's at 77 wins, so he's at 49%. I'm at 79 wins at 51%, and you're at 83 wins with 53%. So not bad, not bad.
Not bad at all.
No. And then overall, you are in the lead, 54% at 112 wins. Matt has 102 wins. He's right at 50%. And I'm pulling up the rear at 99 wins at 48%. So I'll be able to break that 100 mark this weekend. But for that, we can now go into our pick for Thursday night.
Yeah.
And pulling up that now, it's the Eagles versus the Giants at the Giants, and I have the Giants getting 6.5, and the over under is 40.5.
Wow.
Um, well, I can tell you right off the bat, I don't think you can pick against the Eagles even with this spread, just because they've seemed to be the one of the best teams in the league, right up there with the Lions. I know it's a large spread, but Jackson Dart, I believe, is 0-2 as a starter. Um, he has
1-1.
provided
1-1.
1-1. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
He won his debut then, right?
Right.
So yeah, did he win his debut?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, because he just lost to the Saints. Yeah, which
Yeah. You picked the
um,
Chargers.
yeah, but again, not only did he lose to the Saints, but he also got banged up too, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
Again.
He's got a knee injury going on.
Yep. Knee,
Um,
hammy. Yeah.
yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm thinking obviously that plays into it, but uh, this is a low over under 40.5, and I think this is going to be a good game to try and get Saquon moving, even though he popped up on the injury report too with a knee injury.
He did. Right. Right.
So I'm still thinking that he's going to be able to give it a good go. And I think at this game, they should just feed the hell out of him. The Giants do have a bit of a better defensive defensive front than they have in years past, but I just think the Eagles are just again, you go with them until you can't, right? You got to ride
Yeah.
the hot hand, and this is one of those teams where it's just like I can't pick against them until they show me that I can't pick with them, and
Right.
because of that, I'm going to take the Eagles, and I'm actually going to take the under on this game. Um, Again, I think it might be a running game. I think it might be, again, it's a divisional game anyway, so you automatically think of low scoring games. So I'm gonna ride with the under on this, especially being on a short week and some of these guys are a little bit banged up.
Yeah. Um, I'm with you on Philly.
Okay.
Definitely. I think that defense is going to be pissed losing that game how they did.
Hmm.
18-point lead, losing to Denver in the fourth quarter. Um, I think the Eagles are going to feed Barkley. Devontae Smith finally came alive for them last week. Um, Still waiting for AJ Brown to get going, except for that first game. Over under 40 and a half. That's a low number,
Right.
man. Um, I'm gonna go under with you. I
Okay.
can see the Eagles. I can see the Eagles just pounding this team, maybe 27-10, something like that, keeping it low.
Yep. And I could even see that, again, if they go with uh maybe a different running back for whatever reason, which I don't think is going to happen. It's still going to end up being Saquon. But let's say
Right.
that they try to take a little bit of the load off of Saquon, and they have probably Jalen running a little bit more, and you know, obviously he's capable of doing that.
Right. Well,
So,
Shipley's back too, so they could probably feed him more. You know.
which again begs the question: What in the world did you? Why did you do what you did with Bigsby? Why'd you do
No
that?
idea.
I don't understand it. You know,
No.
the only
Yeah,
other
I don't
thing,
understand.
I mean, I really don't. I don't understand. I really don't because he has like next to nothing uh,
Right.
for Philly. I think
Yeah.
he's got like one carry for like 3 yards in the entire time he's been there.
Yeah. He's done nothing at all.
No,
So.
and it's not even you can't even say that he's done nothing since the team hasn't done anything with him
Right. Right.
other than trade for him. What did you do? Like
Yeah.
what are we doing here?
Right.
Uh, my only hope is that somewhere somebody needs a running back and they call Philly and say, hey, let's put a package together and give me Bigsby off your hands. Maybe Arizona tries to do it. You know,
Maybe.
you know
Maybe.
somebody
I
maybe
really
maybe
don't
the
understand what they're doing there.
yeah
So.
maybe the Chargers try doing it.
Right.
You know,
No kidding. Yeah. I
um,
mean,
yeah,
I don't get it
I,
honestly.
I don't see I don't really see anybody else here that may need to do that. Or maybe the Panthers do it.
Right.
Hubbard was out the last two games, or at least last game he was out. So you know anything to get that guy out of there because
Yeah.
we've seen him play. Last year he was dominant, and to have him not really doing anything this year almost seems like a crime.
It does. It does.
So then, with that being said, we can move into college and see what we did for college this past weekend. So safe to say that nobody won the Superdog.
No.
Unfortunately, nobody won the
Yeah.
Superdog.
First time I didn't hit it. Yeah.
Yeah, first time nobody's hit it yet. So
Yep.
I had Houston, you had Mississippi State, and Matt had Vanderbilt. Ooh, excuse me.
Right.
Excuse me. Matt had Vanderbilt, and Vanderbilt got handed it to him by Alabama, 30-14. So Alabama ends up avenging their loss. Mike, you were the only one on Bama. Um, The other game we took was the Texas and Florida game. I thought maybe, just maybe, that Texas would have put up a little bit better of a fight. But even though the score looked close, the game actually wasn't. It was all
No,
Florida.
I was all over Florida in that game too.
Yeah, it was all Florida.
That defense, yeah.
Yeah,
Arch Manning is
whatever he is, I don't
he's a
know.
name. I don't
Whatever
know
he
either.
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I was the only one that took Texas in that one. Uh, Virginia and Louisville, close game, very close game.
Yep.
Um, Virginia ends up winning, and I was the one. I was the only one that took them. And no surprise here, Miami and Florida State. We were all on Miami, and Miami won 28-22. Um, the picks, the against the spread picks for college, you and Matt were 3-1. I was 2-2. Over under, Matt was 1-3. You were 2-2, and I was 3-1.
Woo! There you go, buddy.
Moving up.
Way to turn it on over under. There you go.
I know, moving up, moving up. So that pulls me up from 8 wins, or to 8 wins on my overall. So I'm now at 32%, a whopping 32%. You still lead the league, man. 64% in over unders, 16 wins. And Matt has 10, 40%. Um, Matt is killing us in the against the spreads. Matt's got 15 wins, 60%. Mike,
Wow.
you're at 13 with 52%, and I'm at 12 for 48%. And college overall, Matt's at 50%, you're at 58%, I'm at 40%. So yeah, and then that leads us
In the
into
7 games I gave out at the end of the night, I was
mhm,
5-2.
not
Five
bad,
and two.
not bad at all,
Yeah.
not bad at
But
all.
but let's not talk about the game.
Yeah, yeah. So the next thing that we are going to go over is the picks for college.
Okay.
And I have some games on here. You
Okay.
tell me if they're right or if we should move any of them out. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So I always like to do early, mid, night. I always
Right.
try to find those. That way it's always a game that we're watching and somebody's rooting for somebody. So my early game is Alabama at Missouri, number 8 versus number 14. And that, I passed it up. Where'd they go? There it is. So that one, Alabama is giving 2.5,
Wow.
and the over under is set at 52.5. Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Interesting.
very, very. Well, Missouri has Prabula, who is a transfer from Penn State, and
Right.
he's doing quite well this year.
Yeah, he is.
I wish he would stayed, but I understand why he
Yeah.
quit, why he didn't want to. He knew he wasn't going to play, so go and get you a job somewhere else. it's hard. It's hard not to pick Bama after that performance last week, even though it was only against Vanderbilt, but Vanderbilt was still undefeated. Um, Missouri's only getting 2.5, so it's not like it's
I
a
know. I'm shocked by that.
yeah,
Two and a
it's
half.
it's not a crazy
That
number.
line seems a little weird to me.
Yeah, it's not a crazy number.
No. I thought myself, well, it's a good game to take Missouri, but 2.5. They have
Hmm.
basically have to win. You know,
See,
interesting.
I'm torn on this because all right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the opposite of what I'm going to do. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So I want to take Missouri, so I'm going to take Bama.
Okay.
I'm going to do the opposite because it seems to be that every time I do what I want, the opposite happens. So
Right.
I want to take Missouri, so that means I'm taking Bama.
Okay.
And last week I was very good on over unders. And this game at 52 and a half, this game seems to me to be an over game. So that's what I'm going to do.
Bama in the over.
I'm doing Bama in the over.
Okay. Something tells me I'm taking Missouri.
Okay.
I'm
Again,
taking Missouri.
I, I again put it on the record. I want to take
Right.
Missouri,
Right. Right.
but I'm not
Something
because
tells
I
me you're
need
going
to do
to take
the opposite.
Missouri. I don't know what.
Okay.
That being said, I'm on you. I'm on the over with you on this one too.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, I think this is the highest that Missouri's been ranked in quite some time. So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's kind of fun to see because, like,
Since Chase Daniels was a quarterback, as a matter of fact, I think
yeah, the last time
so.
they were probably ranked as high, Chase
About
Daniels.
7, 8 years ago, if not longer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and which is good because, again, we do like our teams, the Oklahomas, the Texases, the Miami's,
Right.
Florida State, all that stuff. We
Right.
also like to see some new faces, some new blood in the water,
Absolutely. Yeah.
and it seems that we got Missouri coming up, and we're kind of like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
exciting. Get to see another team being highlighted. It's not
It
the
is. It is.
same old all the time. So
Right.
I'm kind of excited for that. All right, so the next game, uh, this is the one that's going to be featured on game day. This is number 7 Indiana going to number
Cool.
3 Oregon up in Eugene, and Indiana is going to get 7.5, and the over under is set at 55 and a
Wow.
half. Me, not a question. Over all the way. My opinion. Hard for me not to take the over when Oregon's playing. It's just hard for me not
Right.
to. And again, I hate to say it, but take them until you can't. Oregon, 7.5 is not going to be enough.
Yeah. I love what India did earlier in the year.
Yeah.
Last couple weeks they haven't been that impressive. It eked out a win 20-17. So they've won some low scoring games. Think this one's a high scoring game.
Hmm.
But I'm with you. I'm all over the Ducks.
Yeah.
Plus the team going from the east to the west coast. I'm all about Oregon and the over. So we're both on the same page on that one.
Nice. Yeah, I love Kurt Signetti. I think he's a fiery whippersnapper of a
So do I.
coach.
Yeah.
Um, he's the one that said, uh, if you don't know who I am, Google me. He goes, we don't just, we don't just beat top ranked opponents. We beat the shit out of them.
Right.
Um,
Right.
I think he's a great coach. I
Yeah.
think,
Me too.
he's a good motivator. He's a good talker.
Yep.
He loves his promos.
Has a
But I,
great quarterback there too in Mendoza.
yeah,
Has a really good quarterback.
I just, and again,
But
this is
going into
another team.
Eugene,
Yeah, this is another team though. Again, we just talked about it. New fresh blood, Indiana. They were great last year too. So, it only makes sense that they still have another great team behind them this year, building off of that, building
right?
a program here, building a bit of a dynasty, if you will. But again, Oregon is just they're on a different level right now.
Yep.
And that 55 and a half just doesn't seem like it's enough. I think this probably should be probably 65 and a half. You know,
Yeah.
if it was 65 and a half, I would probably waive. on that
I'd
over
probably
under.
take the over in this game because both
Yeah,
offenses can score.
right.
So
So yeah. So the next game, the only reason why I have it on here is because it's a big rivalry. Otherwise,
Oklahoma, Texas.
yes.
Yeah, you
Otherwise,
have to have it on
otherwise I wouldn't have smelled it.
there.
So
Right.
yes, number 6 Oklahoma is going into, well, actually it's on neutral ground, but they're playing Texas.
Right.
They're playing Texas, unranked Texas, number one preseason uh, in the nation, number one team, has now dropped out of the top 25, and they're not the only ones.
Right.
Penn State also number two team preseason drops out of the top five or the top 25. This line is rather shocking. You ready for it?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's start with the over under 42 and a half.
Wow.
Okay. That's not the
Okay.
part. That's not the part that's going to shock you. You
Okay.
ready?
Yeah.
This game is essentially a pick 'em.
Really? Wow.
Oklahoma, Oklahoma is getting a point and a half.
Wow.
If this
Okay.
is if this isn't the most easiest game to pick, I don't know
Wow.
what is.
Wow.
My only thinking that the reason why this line is so low is because Mateer is not quarterback,
Right.
which, by the way, if I saw correctly, could be coming back earlier than expected.
Wow. Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Interesting
Very,
game.
very, very, very. So, to me, not a question. Oklahoma and the over, 100%.
Hmm. 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 Well, I'm on the opposite end with you. I'm taking Texas in this one. Um, I just think it's a big bounce back game for Texas. They need this win. Mateer, I'm not sure he's going to play. So,
I'm trying to find that out now, as a matter of fact. But this line would indicate that he's not.
right, right. Um, let me see something. Yeah, I'm going to go man. Give me Texas in the under in this one.
Texas in the under. So
Yeah.
it is being reported that Mateer is pushing to be back for this game. He's
Okay.
responded. He's responded well to um, surgery, and the belief is that his return is possible, not guaranteed,
Okay.
but possible.
Okay.
Um, but I just don't. After everything that we just talked about with Arch Manning and how he's just doesn't seem to be a great quarterback right now. I can't see him having a major bounce back game against a number 6 team in the nation, especially when he just got done playing a non ranked team as the number
Right.
9 team and not being able to close that one out. And this one's not even at home either, so it's
Yeah.
essentially another road game. What? I don't know what you're talking about. So the next game is the best one that I found for later on this evening, which actually I take that back. I could have chose another game, but you tell me which one you want to do. Number
Okay.
15, Michigan
I love it.
at
That's what I was going to say.
okay. So
That's what I was going to say.
number 15, Michigan goes out to play USC in the Big Ten, another Big Ten matchup. Both teams are 4-1. Uh, Small spread. USC is going to give 2.5.
Okay.
and the over under is set at 57 and a half. So they expect some
Wow.
points to be scored.
That's a big number. Whew.
They expect some points to be scored. I want you to take this one.
Okay. This one's pretty easy for me.
Okay.
Um, I'm taking USC in the under. I think that USC blows Michigan out. Um, I don't think Michigan can score with USC. Number one, Underwood hasn't been impressive to me whatsoever. Michigan's a good defensive team, but I just think USC has too much firepower. And again, you have the East Coast going to the West Coast thing. I think that always
Mhm.
plays into action. So I'm picking USC. And 57 is a big number. Big
Yeah,
number, though.
not really a East Coast team though,
Hmm.
Michigan.
No, but I just like USC in the under in this one. I
Okay,
think too big a
USC in the
number. I
under.
like USC to beat them pretty good.
Okay, USC in the under. I'm just kind of looking to see what Michigan has been able to do against teams who they've played up until this point and cross reference it. Let's see. Um, so USC actually lost to Illinois,
Right.
and they've had some pretty close games with Purdue and Michigan State. Not super close, but close enough to where it kind of makes you go, didn't beat them
Yeah.
as much as I thought they would have, right?
Right.
And like I said, Michigan, kind of the same thing. Um, hmm, I think I'm going to ride with you on this one. And I mean, I hate Michigan anyway. So any chance I get to pick against Michigan, I'll probably end up doing it anyway. So I'm going to take USC. And you said the under on this, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to take
You're taking the
the over.
okay. Okay.
I'll take the over 57 and a half. Um,
Okay.
both of these teams have scored points against some some uh, some decent opponents here, and I don't think it's going to be any different for this one. Again, 57 is not a huge number anyway. I mean, we're talking 27, 24, uh, 30 to 27, something like that. I could
Right.
I mean, I could see this getting up there, back and forth type of game, kind of trading shot for shot, and getting to be a
Yeah.
shootout. I mean, I could see that happening. So, yeah, I'm comfortable with taking USC and taking the over. Now, the other two games that I was thinking about um, were BYU and Arizona, and
Yeah.
the other one was Arizona State and Utah.
Yep. Well, I liked all of those games actually.
I know, and it's
Definitely liked all of those games.
and
Yeah.
the fact that BYU and Arizona is basically a pick 'em, like
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll
And we
see.
could throw that one in there. That's a fun game
Nah,
to watch.
I know. We'll just keep this. We'll just keep this one. We'll just say that these are two of our must-watch games.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
but we've made our picks. I think 4 games is enough, because
Yeah.
then we start muddying everything up. But with that
True.
being said,
True.
uh, now is time for our super picks or super dogs, and mine is going to be super simple. Okay,
Okay.
my super dog for this weekend is Northwestern getting 21 and a half points against Penn State.
Oh, you're such a turd. That's so funny. Uh,
I mean, I told you, don't ever take Penn State and
right.
their spread
That's
after,
funny.
after what they did last week. And
Yeah, I'm still stunned. I
I
don't
just,
understand.
Northwestern is 3-2. UCLA was 0-4, and there's just no excuse. And just to tie this back into everything, I think Penn State needs to start crowdsourcing, because it's going to cost like $50 billion in order to buy out Franklin's contract. So let's just put
Yeah,
like a
I saw that. That's crazy.
let's just put like a GoFundMe at the beginning of the stadium. So like when everybody comes in, they could just drop $1 in.
Right. Right. that just blows my mind. I
Yeah.
don't
So
I don't understand.
everybody's sitting there saying fire Franklin. Listen, I would love nothing more for him to be fired, but you're gonna have to
Right.
pay. You're gonna pay him to be fired. So um,
Yeah.
at least he's a good recruiter. I think it's
Oh,
probably
he's
the
a great
best thing.
recruiter.
It's probably the best
Yeah.
thing that you could say.
Right.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I think this is a smart play. Northwestern getting 21 and a half when Penn State got beat by, what, 11 or whatever it was. I don't even know.
Right.
I try to erase it out of my mind. Um, yeah, it's a little bit less. They lost by 5, but still, yeah, you lose by 6 to Oregon, and then you lose by 5 to UCLA. It just doesn't translate.
I don't understand.
Mm-mm. It just doesn't translate. So yeah,
So Penn State's 0-2 in the Big Ten. That's
yeah.
ridiculous.
I mean,
Wow.
they're pretty much dead in the water when it comes to the playoff, the CFP playoff.
Right.
The only way that they get back in is obviously they run the table, but
Right.
they have to beat Ohio State. No questions asked.
Right.
If they don't beat Ohio State, they're not even considered for the
Right.
Big Ten championship or
Right.
for the CFP. Because they got because I think yeah, this is all Big Ten play from here on out.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
So yeah,
Exactly.
they need to win out. Plain and simple, they need to win out. And at this rate, by looking at it, um, they're probably going to struggle against Iowa. They're
Yeah.
100% going to struggle against Ohio State and Indiana, and they may even struggle against Michigan State and Nebraska.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
do you have a team?
Um.
You,
I think I do. I kind of like this game. But I'm not sure. Um. I think right now, I'm going to throw this one out there right now. I'm probably looking at another game from the Big Ten actually.
okay.
Um, where is it? Where is the Big Ten? There it is. I kind of like Rutgers getting 10.5 against Washington.
Okay.
Um, yeah,
All right. So Rutgers
yeah,
plus 10.5. Okay. So Rutgers. Hmm.
yeah. I saw a couple other games I liked. The one game that kind of caught me was Washington State's getting 32.5 against uh Old Miss. But it's a reason it's 32.5. Like,
Right. Right.
you know,
Yeah, I hear
I
you.
mean, that game should not be competitive. So that I was started laughing when I saw that line. I'm like, this is the biggest line of the week, and another game that interests me. I don't
Hmm.
have the balls to take them. Is Illinois getting, I think, a good amount of points against Ohio State? I think 14.5.
Yeah. Yeah.
Illinois has played very good. They played really well, but Ohio State's defense right now, man, they're tough. They're tough.
Yeah. Stanford is getting 19.5 against SMU.
Yeah, I saw that one too.
I might
Very
be,
interesting.
yeah, I was tickled by that one when I just
I
saw it.
mean, we have till Friday. This is
Mhm.
our we put them up now, but we'll lock them in on Friday for sure. You know,
Sure.
because I honestly, just from us talking here, it's the first time I actually looked at spreads this week so far.
Okay.
For college. So, but I saw that one too. I thought that was very interesting because Stanford's not a bad team. They've won 2 games. You know, new coaching staff. They were bad last year. They've already won 2 games this year. And SMU is in that same team that was in the playoff, the playoffs last year. They're not that same team anymore. So,
Right.
you know,
UCF is getting 11.5 against Cincinnati.
no. Now, since he just had a big win against Iowa State, but UCF's a good football team.
Right.
You know, I mean,
Akron's getting 11 and a half against Miami of Ohio.
I saw that one too. There was a couple I shook my head at, but then somehow I'm like, that's interesting.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Bowling
Like,
Green's getting 10 and a half against Toledo.
yeah, yep,
Yeah, that big one,
yeah.
man. 32 and a half.
You see that?
Washington.
I almost fell
Holy
over when I
shit.
saw that.
No, here's the
That's 5
crazy
touchdowns.
right. Here's the other part too. You got Mississippi State at 32 and a half point underdogs, and the over under is only 59 and a half.
I'm saying, like,
Like,
they expect a huge blowout in that one. You know?
here's another one. Virginia Tech is getting 14 and a half against Georgia Tech.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think Georgia Tech should go anyway 14, but I don't know. Virginia Tech's really bad this year. They are
NC
bad.
State. NC State's getting 21 and a half against Notre
Against
Dame.
Notre Dame? I know.
And Notre Dame has been struggling this year.
They have. They have. The last few weeks they put some together, but against bad teams.
Right.
You know?
And
So,
NC State's 44 and 2. They
yeah, they
beat
could score.
they beat Virginia, they beat Wake Forest,
Right.
they lost to Duke, and they lost to Virginia Tech, but only by 2.
Right. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, some interesting lines for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Very interesting.
So,
Very interesting.
yeah. Like I said, it's the first time I looked at the lines today, but that Missouri Alabama one still shocks the hell out of me. 2.5.
Yeah.
2.5.
Arkansas. Here's one. Arkansas, 11 and a half point, getting 11 and a half points.
Underdogs, right?
Yeah, underdogs.
At Tennessee.
Tennessee.
That's usually a tough game.
I know.
Like,
that's why it's intriguing to me because it's 11 and a half points. And
yeah,
that's very interesting to me.
and I
Because
want to
again,
say there's one other that caught my eye was I want to say it's Auburn against South Carolina. Is that right? No,
well,
South Carolina LSU.
okay, because
That's the one. It's
Auburn.
like four. It's only 9.5. Okay, okay.
Yeah, Auburn's playing Georgia, but here's one. Kansas is getting 14 and a half against Texas Tech.
Oof. Man, well, you know that Texas Tech team, they spent the most in the country on NIL.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
they're
but
undefeated for a reason.
right.
But that's a lot of points.
Yep. Clemson and Boston College. BC is getting 14 and a half.
I think BC needs 24 in that one. They're bad. Pitt beat the shed with a freshman quarterback. I mean,
Yeah,
the kid looked good though.
Clemson's
The
falling
kid
off
looked
too,
good.
though. Clemson's falling off too.
Big time, big time. Yeah. So while we're talking college ball, let's mention the stat I showed you this week.
Okay.
Western Carolina's quarterback starts the game with 46 straight completions.
Yeah.
Ends 53 of 46, but only for 378.
Yeah.
And the game ended 23-20.
Yeah.
So it's nothing but dump off.
Yeah, which means he is the candidate for the Drew Aller Award.
Yeah.
Where
Did you see Aller's response to the after the game when they asked him what they thought their chances were to make the football playoffs? It was kind of like dumbfounded. Like, what do you think? He said. They're like, what do you think? They're like, yeah.
that was
I was
just
like,
that was in my opinion that was a good way to try to take it off of him.
Yeah, I agree.
Ask a question with a question.
Yeah.
Because obviously, they to me, I'm against the media as it is anyway, because they're always trying to look for the bad anyway and exploit it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And it almost seems like they wanted him to slip up so they can just
I
publicize
agree.
and get out of it.
Listen, all
Starting
that.
quarterback doesn't even think that there's team. He has no faith in his team. They spin on all that shit every other place.
Yeah, listen, all that blame falls on one man's shoulders, and that's Franklin. He did not have them prepared.
Well,
I'm sorry.
not to mention too, Drew Aller is scared. He plays scared
Yes,
every
he will not throw
damn
the ball down
game.
the field.
No, he's like another Shador Sanders to the point where, he'd rather eat a sack or take
Right,
off
or check it
running
down.
or check it
Yes,
down than, he doesn't want to mess up his ratio, his touchdown to interception ratio or
right.
anything like that. You know,
Yeah, you're right.
Shador would eat sacks because it would mess with his completion percentage. Aller seems like he's just either A, running the ball or dumping it off, B, instead of throwing it down the field because he's scared to turn the ball over. He's
Yeah, I
terrified
agree,
of it.
man.
And
Yeah,
they're handcuffing themselves because they can't get a drive going. Because if you lock down their threats, then all they have to do is load the box and play tight man.
right, right. Well, now it makes sense. There's a reason why their top two receivers transferred. You know,
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
I didn't understand why, but now it
Neither
makes sense.
now it's starting to make sense, yeah, because
Yeah,
they must have knew too. They must have figured this out last year too. Is that talking with him and everything like that, he's terrified to throw the ball. You know,
right,
he doesn't
right.
want to throw the ball at all, and they figured to
Yeah,
themselves, we're not going to get any looks here if we stay. And you know, I just,
yeah. I couldn't agree more.
I mean,
Um,
he has 8 touchdowns and 2 interceptions on the year.
right. Yeah,
I just, I just, I don't get it. And his 2 interceptions, one of them came against Oregon, and the other one came against Villanova.
so get this, dude.
Hmm.
So I just read. Now this, I wonder if they're going to change it for me on DraftKings. So as of today, for teams rostering the Tennessee or Arizona defenses, we have made a scoring adjustment for the play resulting in an interception, fumble, and a recovery for a touchdown. Tennessee defense will be credited with a touchdown. Arizona defense will be charged with 16 points allowed instead of 22, and Lockett is not credited with an offensive touchdown. That's crazy.
So you'll have to fill me in on what actually happened on that play.
You didn't see the play?
I did not.
So, okay, so um, Cam Ward threw interception near the end. It was tipped, got picked around the 8 yard line. The cornerback or safety fell down, went to get up and rolled the ball like it fell out of his hands.
Mm.
So then his teammates went to go run after it. One of the wideouts kicked it, so it kicked it towards the end zone, and there was about 4 guys who dove for it. Well, they hit it into the end zone, and Lockett came around them and covered it up for the touchdown to give them the go ahead, the score that made it a 1 score game within a field goal.
Okay.
And Lockett scored the touchdown.
Right.
So I don't understand why they made the defensive score when it was Lockett's ball. That's not offensive touchdown. You know, Yahoo just made the scoring. The NFL just made a scoring change in the game, which I have no idea why. It's
My
just on our
only
Yahoo, on our
right.
league rate. If you go on right now in your league,
So
it's the first thing that pops up in Yahoo.
my guess is that the reason why it turned into a defensive touchdown is because Arizona possessed the ball after they intercepted it. He then fumbles it, which the defense now turns into the offense.
Right,
So Arizona is now on offense because they physically possess the ball.
right.
He fumbles it. It gets kicked around, goes into the end zone. Lockett jumps on it. That would be considered a defensive touchdown.
I guess that has to be the reasoning.
Yes.
I mean,
But Lockett should still be credited with the touchdown.
with a touchdown.
in my
right?
opinion. Yeah, in my opinion. Now
Right,
you can say that it was the defensive touchdown and credit it to
right.
to the defense, but you still have to give it to somebody other than the defense, not
So
just the defense. Well, I guess you don't have to when it comes to Yahoo because you're picking a whole defense to begin with.
so here's what's crazy. So I was in a 20-man league this weekend on DraftKings,
Hmm.
and I was third. And then they changed the scoring system because the top three cash out.
Right.
Well, I lost because of that play. I came in fourth. So I'm wondering if I get that back. I mean, it's only $15 on a three. Everyone put in $3. You know what I mean? But it's funny
Yeah.
that change was just made tonight on Yahoo, which is pretty funny because I still think Lockett should be get the touchdown, but you know, I don't know if it's going to affect any of our game. Doesn't look like it, but you know, pretty interesting stuff there.
Yeah. That is very interesting
Yeah, very
on
interesting
I
to say
mean,
the least.
not only that, but they in my opinion, they need to come out with an explanation. This is why
Yeah,
we did what we did, right?
right. Yes, for sure. Yeah. By the way, congrats, you won four straight.
Yeah. How
Wow,
about that?
nice,
How about that?
nice.
I was I was shocked. Actually, I had stopped looking at um my teams Sunday night and didn't look at it again until Tuesday morning. And
Wow,
obviously open up the app and I get sprayed with confetti when they tell me that I
right,
won. When they tell me I won.
right. That was
So
good. Good stuff.
I was actually surprised about that. But that's awesome. I mean, I didn't
Yeah.
expect it. And you know, now things are starting to really kind of switch around and change around because of the fact that there's so many injuries on offense,
Oh, yeah,
you
yeah.
know, and
Yep,
so it's going to be very interesting.
for sure.
Um, I'm getting into I'm getting in there now to kind of take a look and talk about what I'm seeing. So yeah, Stephon Diggs kind of showing up, help me out. Oh,
Yeah.
and how about me losing that parlay by one freaking yard?
Oh, come on. That's ridiculous.
He throw Trevor throws the ball and he had ETN had already been over 10 yards receiving. He was at like
Right,
13 or something like that. And he ends up catching a ball and losing yards and loses four
wow.
yards and puts me under 10 yards. And he's at 9. Everybody
That's
else
crazy, dude.
everybody else hits except for that. And I'm almost thinking to myself, and at the last, and especially that last drive when they're going down there, you know,
Right,
I thought to myself, oh, this is a no brainer. Dump it off the ETN, you know,
right,
just keep dumping it off the ETN the whole time. ETN wasn't even in on that last fucking series.
right.
It was their backup
Yep.
or their third down back. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Like,
Yeah.
how do you not put in your one of your more explosive and shifty guys to catch the ball?
Right.
Oh, so pissed, dude. I was so pissed. And how about Montgomery and Gibbs just
Oh man.
beating them, being a menace?
Yeah.
Hey,
Yep.
R- Rashard White came through for me.
Yeah, he did 2 touchdowns, man.
Yeah, he
That's
did.
huge.
18
Yep.
touches,
Yep.
18 touches, two
Like I said,
touchdowns.
that Tampa offense is just something else, man.
Yeah, they're just
Like,
firing on all cylinders. And
yeah.
I'm gonna end up dropping Mixon here. I'm not gonna get anything out of him this year.
Oh yeah.
They're not even sure he's coming back this year.
Right. Yeah. Well, he's better to be out for first 8 weeks. Is that right?
Something like that. But now
The
they're
first.
talking.
What?
Yeah, now they're talking about how they're not even opening up uh his window to come back, his 21-day window,
Wow.
and they're unsure if he's even coming back at all for this year.
Wow. That's crazy.
Hmm.
Wow.
Yep. So not good.
Ugh.
So here you go. Ready? Here
Yeah.
is here is my dilemma of the weekend.
Okay.
Ca- Cam Scatabo going Thursday night against Philly,
Oof.
or Alvin Kamara going Sunday against New England.
Hmm. Phillies. I probably lean towards Kamara, just because the Phillies defense is so stout against the run. But Scadaboo's tough, man. He's gonna get all the carries in the red zone. So I don't even know who Tracy's still hurt for they have Singletary, but he doesn't get many touches. That's why I like Scadaboo, because he's the main guy. You know,
Right,
the one thing with me with Kamara, that Miller's taking a lot of touches from him.
right.
It seems. So to me, you got to look at who do you think is going to score a touchdown. Is it going to be Kamara, or is it going to be Scadaboo? You know.
Well, the only thing I'm thinking about is the fact that Scatterbo is that Philly's been kind of shaky against running backs this year.
Yeah, surprisingly,
I mean,
they have.
uh, oh, oh, never mind. Replay. I thought it was another goal. Um, with the exception, actually, I'm not even sure. Um, but I'll have to kind of look into this more. With Jalen Carter going out week one and doing something completely idiotic and stupid by spitting on somebody and being ejected from the game. Williams for Dallas just murdered them up the middle as far as
Right.
rushing the ball.
Yeah.
Could was that because that Jalen Warden wasn't in there, Jalen Carter wasn't in there, or was it because that they're having a hard time with the running game? I didn't
Right.
really I haven't paid attention much to see what other running backs have done against Philly this year.
Yeah. Me neither. Except for that first game.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Uh, if that's the case, there's only one way to find out. So let's find out. Let's go. Let's go box score. See what they did. So collectively, as a team, Denver rushed for over 130 yards,
Wow.
and that was just this past.
Wow.
And that was just this past weekend. Week two. Week two was
See, I
the
might.
the Chiefs ran as a team 121 against them.
Wow.
Hmm. The Rams 160 as a team against them.
Holy cow! Really?
Hmm.
Wow. That's insane.
I know. Tampa Bay struggled, only 104 against them in week 4, and then obviously just this past weekend where what did I say it was 140, 130? Yeah,
Yeah.
100, 130. So, I mean, they're averaging like 65 plus yards to starting running back. team rushing, they're letting up over 100.
Right.
And Kamara is
What's his points
averaging,
look like for the season?
what's that?
What's his points look like for the season?
Which one?
Tomorrow.
Kamara?
Tomorrow. Yeah.
Uh, he's averaging like mid 2.5
Okay.
because I haven't. This is in prestige that I'm asking.
Right. Right.
So he's mid 2.5. His best game of the year so far was against Arizona, and that's when he had an actual touchdown. He hasn't had a touchdown since. Um, but he against San Francisco was his best line at 21 for 99. Buffalo, he went 15 for 70.
Wow.
And the Giants, he only went 8 for 27.
Wow.
So I guess the big thing here is that what does Scadaboo do as far as because he's rushing the ball, but
Right.
he's not getting as many looks in the passing game where Kamara is getting both,
Right.
you know. And with Kamara, um, he's going to go up against New England, and New England's defense has given up the fifth fewest fantasy points per game to running backs this year.
Wow. Okay. Hmm. Interesting.
Yeah, I think Scadaboo ends up being my starter by a hair.
Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah. Shut it. So yeah, Hmm. You look like you're busy doing something over there. What do you got cooking?
I'm looking at the trade options in uh, Jagoff
Okay.
because I have on my bench right now, running back wise,
Uh
I have Javonte Williams and I have where is it? Uh, I have Javonte Williams on my bench and I have Jordan Mason on my bench. My starters are A Chain and Cook, and I could really use a wideout. And Team Beer is loaded with wide receivers,
huh. No.
and their running backs are really bad. So
Put a
I'm
package
going back
together.
to what's that?
Put a package together.
I'm going to. I'm going to. Plus, he has no kicker because it's he's on bye, and I have both Boswell and what's the name from the Raiders. Not that a kicker matters; you can pick up a kicker,
Yeah.
but I can. But I get he has Drake London on the bench right now,
Mm.
which I don't understand. But again, it's I don't think he looked at his team yet this week. So like his team right now, he's 1-4. He finally won his first game, but his team his running backs are atrocious. Right now he has Travion Henderson and Krosky Merritt, who actually is pretty good,
Yeah.
and his backups are Trey Benson, who's on the IR, R.J. Harvey, and Brian Robinson Jr. But his
Again,
wideouts, he has Jordan, and that's in Jagoff.
yeah. I think Brian Robinson. I think he picked it back up here. I think he was in a
I do
slump.
too.
I think he was in a slump at the beginning of the year. I think he turns it on here. I think
Yeah,
now more than ever, considering the fact that um, the Jaguars could really use him to step up and
big time.
be a breakout guy for them.
So his wideouts, he has Smith and Jigba, Quentin Johnson, Brian Thomas Jr. He has Drake London, and he has Jordan Addison. So
Oh,
5 guys who,
oh,
yeah,
get Addison at all costs.
yeah. I might offer him Mason. Like
because it seems like Addison and Wentz seem to
Yeah, they
be
click.
they're more of a partnership.
Yeah,
So um,
because my backup wide receiver right now is Keishon Butte. That's it.
hey, he didn't do bad
So
either.
no, he didn't. He
No,
didn't.
he didn't do bad either. So
Mm. And I have what's his name on a pup with Ayuk. I don't know if he's ever coming back. So he's still weeks away, from what I understand.
yeah.
So
All right. Well, if you don't have anything else, I think that we're going to call this a
nope.
night. We're at the 2 hour mark,
Well,
and
sounds good.
yeah. So thanks everybody for hanging out, checking out what we're doing here. Make sure you go over to our YouTube page and like, share, subscribe. Leave a comment. Also, check out our Discord. We post all of our picks in there. We post some of our bets in there. We try to keep it as active as possible. So go in there, drop us a comment in there, say hi, and we'll get you guys back here on Friday at 9 o'clock for our normal pick of the slate, and we'll have Matt with us. So
Yep.
again, thanks for joining us, and we will talk to everybody on Friday. See everybody soon.
Bro, have a good night. I'll
See you,
see you
buddy.
Friday.
Have
Everybody.
absolutely.